to Mobile, Alabama. However,
The window?
which is behind Admiral Buchanan, that says Mobile, Alabama, we need to get there and cut off the Mississippi River. But we have Fort Powell, Fort Gaines, and Fort Morgan in our way, manned with cannons, and we have 4 ships, the Selma, the Morgan, the Gaines, and the Tennessee, all in our way too. And these mats here, those are torpedoes. The torpedoes are all here. There is only one area that does not have torpedoes, and it is right there.
But then Gaines are water bombs.
Listen to the story. For 2 years, Union ships had blockaded many southern ports to keep goods from coming in and out. Cotton exports in England had dropped. The city of Mobile, Alabama, on the Gulf of Mexico, was the last port where ships could come in. Union control of that port could paralyze southern trade and prevent southern troops and supplies from going north. In December 1863, President Abraham Lincoln asked 63-year-old naval commander David Glasgow Farragut to prepare to attack Mobile, Alabama. But capturing the city would be difficult. Its shallow water entrance was protected by 3 forts, a massive ironclad, and minefield of torpedoes. On August 4th, 1864, Farragut readied his men for attack.
Soldiers, ready, fire!
It was almost sundown. The hot, humid August air had given way to fierce rain and mosquitoes. Blood and you just need to listen. You'll never get through this if you don't listen. Commander David Glasgow Farragut's plan of attack was underway. The gunboats were firing at Fort Gaines. So we're firing at Fort Gaines.
Why would they shoot at that thing? We're firing at Melissa.
To distract the 500 Confederate soldiers. Gaines, Miss Gaines, please stand behind your fort, please. That's your protection of the fort. Stand behind it. Here, step behind it, behind it.
Oh.
Duck for cover.
Only one of the 3 forts. Fort Morgan was the real problem.
You're my problem.
To get into the bay, Farragut had to guide his ships out of range of Morgan's cannons. His fleet had to pass through the torpedoes hidden under the water at the bay's entrance. These tin cones, filled 2/3 of the way with gunpowder, could destroy a ship on contact. Farragut breathed the familiar smell of salt and sea. He looked about the deck of his flagship, the USS Hartford. She had been his ship since her maiden voyage. Sleep did not come easily that night. The naval battle would begin at dawn.
Are we cool?
I haven't told you to move yet, my friends. You must come back. Listen to your name at 3 o'clock in the morning. So we're on our USS Hartford. He answers a knock on the cabin door. His second in command, Captain Percival Drayton, knock on the door. Brought good news. A southwest breeze was blowing into the bay. If it lasted, smoke from the battle could blow directly into the eyes of the Confederate gunners and block their vision. He called his men together to plan for the last time. The fleet would enter at flood tide. Attached to each ironclad, so each ship will have your own gunboat. So attached to all of you is guns. No one spoke of it, but Farragut knew his
You're going
men
down because we
wondered,
have cannons.
is it possible to get in the bay? He wondered himself. There was only a quarter-mile wide channel with
Are you
no
protecting us,
explosives,
Dan?
and water high
I think we
enough
might
for ships
lose,
to
but we'll
pass
put up a
through.
good fight.
And his narrow
Aren't you
channel
supposed to
was
be over
within
there?
range
I am
of
supposed to be
Fort
over there.
Morgan's cannons.
However, I am the
And
admiral. I can do
the
what I
guns
want.
of the Tennessee, come to the front. You are in the front of the ships. The Hartford will go first, Farragut announced. The Brooklyn should be first. The officers countered. The Brooklyn has a torpedo sweeping device. The Hartford has none. No! I'm resisting your suggestions. I believe it's my duty to lead the battle. But the Brooklyn is so much stronger, they argued. The Brooklyn's stronger.
Yeah.
The Brooklyn has 4 guns to my 2. I agree to have my boat go second. We're going to line up. Brooklyn.
Doing a great job
first.
steering.
Octorara next. Okay, let's back up.
Your boat. We're both boats.
Back up. Listen for your order, my man.
That's more.
Wait. I will read them in a second. No firing until we are close as possible to the fort. But if we're fired, listen. If we're fired on, we fire back. Yes. Take care to pass near the easternmost buoy, which is clear of torpedoes. 2.5 hours we're in formation. Here's the formation. Get into formation, so we need to back up. Brooklyn, Octorara,
Gavin. Gavin.
Winnebago,
No, where's gonna take out?
Chickasaw, Hartford, that's us. Metacomet.
Metacomet first.
Okay. Richmond and Port Royal. Lackawanna.
I'm like the boat.
Seminole.
I think they think we're fish. We're boats, not fish.
Behind Lackawanna. Itasca, Oneida, Galena, and Tecumseh, Captain
How's the cannon going, Kenny?
Alden. Get
Good,
between
okay.
Brooklyn
Mine?
and Winnebago here. Tecumseh.
Don't think so.
Captain Alden. Chris. Here, Tecumseh. Get up there with Brooklyn. You stay with me on the hard side.
Sorry, Chris, to you.
Listen, if I say in your boat in the story that the cannons roared, I want you to make booms. Boom! Wait. 2.5 later are, where are you, Itasca? Are you at the very end? Oneida should be behind you. Where's Oneida and Galena? Okay, so Abby's at the very end. Seminole's behind Lackawanna. So it took us 2.5 hours to get to this, into this line.
Take small steps.
We're ready. A hot breeze still blowing the bay. Farragut heard the silks of the stars and stripes on each vessel flap in the breeze as his fleet moved into the bay. How long until the Confederates see us and fire? At daylight, an hour later, he heard Fort Morgan's cannons roaring at the Brooklyn. Fire at the Brooklyn! The ship's gunners fired back. Brooklyn fires back. Suddenly, Farragut was blown off balance. His ship, the Hartford, has been hit. This got hit.
Gavin, you're up.
More blasts and shouts. His men scrambled for cover. The wounded were sprawled on the deck. Blood and thick black smoke were everywhere. Farragut above the smoke, there was only one thing to do. Climb the rigging. Up he went, 20 feet, 30 feet, 40 feet. Where's Drayton? Who's Drayton? Yes. Drayton saw him begin, but within seconds, Farragut was out of view because of the smoke. Had he been thrown overboard, flung to the deck, if Farragut had reached the rigging, he had to be protected from falling. There was only one way to do that. Tie him to the rigging. Could it be done? Drayton ordered his quartermaster Knowles to tie up Farragut.
Knowles! Tie up Farragut.
Up. Knowles climbed 20 feet, 30 feet, 40 feet. When Quartermaster Knowles was level with Farragut, Knowles fastened a piece of lead line to one of the iron rods and connected me. Never mind! I'm all right! Knowles ignored Farragut's order and tied the line around him. Crash! Fort Morgan's cannons exploded with their deadly assault. Farragut raised his spyglass to look at his fleet. Soldiers on the Lackawanna were running away from their posts to dodge Confederate fire. He understood why. Many of these young men were terrified and had never been in battle. Suddenly he saw men run back to their posts. He had trained his officers well. As ever, they were alert and forceful. He looked toward the Chickasaw. Chickasaw? 27-year-old Captain Perkins was a brave young man. The constant cannon blasts were ear-piercing. So we're all firing at this point at Fort Morgan.
Me too.
Listen, an hour passed. Farragut was still tied to the rigging when he saw the massive Confederate Tennessee and 3 Confederate gunboats move towards his fleet. Here comes the Morgan and the Gaines and the Selma. The Tennessee was the mightiest ironclad in the Confederate Navy. It was more powerful than any Union boat. On her bow was a torpedo fixture. Franklin Buchanan commanded the mighty Tennessee. Suddenly, Farragut saw one of his ironclads, the Tecumseh, turn off course and tried to intercept. So Tecumseh gets between the Tennessee and the Brooklyn.
Oh, no. Oh,
Chris.
no.
Where was he turning? Where was he going? Farragut watched him creep toward until she blocked the Brooklyn and the other ships behind. What was going on? The Tecumseh was on the wrong side of the buoy. The Tecumseh standing right over the torpedoes.
Hand.
That's so dramatic.
Why
didn't you fly?
Stunned as the Tecumseh careened to one side. A torpedo had exploded under the ship. The Tecumseh's stern lifted high in the air. Her propeller turned and she pitched out of sight. Immense steam bubbles soared above the water surface. Farragut couldn't believe how fast she sunk. It took 30 seconds. Would any of the 114 men on board escape? Then, silence in the bay. The Confederate cannons had stopped. Farragut knew that Buchanan had seen the disaster and was giving him time to rescue his men. Farragut shouted through the voice tube, "Send the boat to rescue the survivors!" "Oh God, who created man and gave him reason, direct me what to do," he prayed. If he won the battle, he should close the seaport of Mobile. He would cripple the South and perhaps end the war. But these explosives had been in the water for 6 weeks. Not all of them would work. To succeed, he had no choice. Go full speed ahead.
Is that me?
He was not asking his men to do anything he wouldn't do. All lead, Farragut shouted through the voice tube. All lead! The cannon cannons at Fort Morgan roared again. Then we're going in. Hartford moved. No, you're still alive. The only person that's dead is Chris. Hartford moved into the front of the fleet.
Uh-oh.
As she passed the Brooklyn, her captain, James Alden, informed Farragut that he saw a heavy line of torpedoes. Cannon fire blasted the Hartford. Fire at us, cannons. We're coming in.
Oh,
Don't even
Lordy.
die. Stand up.
Oh, dear.
Now she was right in the center of the explosives.
Oh,
The
Lordy.
next second would determine if he was right or wrong. He held his breath and listened. Silence. The torpedoes were dead. The torpedoes didn't go off again. We're safe. Now his fleet was inside the bay.
Oh,
Beyond
no.
the range of Fort Morgan's guns.
Where is my ship?
Cannot fire on us any longer.
Thank you, Dan.
But not beyond danger from the Tennessee. Where's the Tennessee?
We're right here.
The Confederate ironclad headed toward his ship, but the Hartford was faster, and the Tennessee couldn't get up speed and ran back. Two vessels passed alongside each other, their cannons firing away. He saw the Tennessee withdraw from battle. Buchanan by gunfire. The Union had a comment.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Had a comment. You sink Selma.
Did I
Where's Confederate Morgan? Where's Emily? The Confederate ship Morgan managed to flee to safety.
Yay! I can fly!
At 8:35 a.m., Farragut's fleet regrouped. There was boisterous cheers and hurrahs. We're not done. The first part of the battle was over. They were in the bay, but they still had to capture the Tennessee. Farragut would let his men rest until dark.
Washington